Hey everyone, so this will be the last video. Um, so get excited about that. I don't know if anyone's ever actually made videos of themselves, but it's a process that takes some getting used to for sure. So I'm just as excited. This is just kind of a super brief description of the portfolio as well as a way that you might organize it that I think makes sense. And so this portfolio, I kind of gave estimated times for each of these. I'm hoping this just takes you between 4 and 5 hours. And since we have most of the day on Thursday to work on it, what my hope was that it would take about 3 additional hours besides the time you spend on it Thursday to kind of finish the portfolio, which would just be the time it would take to actually take a final. So I think this is a pretty nice thing, considering this isn't really accounting for time like studying for a final or anything like that. Okay, and so we're using this Spotify data set again, partially because I think it will be a little bit quicker for you. Everyone's already familiar with the data set, everyone's already familiar with the variables, but now you're going to have a little bit more freedom in choosing like what your response is going to be, what your predictors are going to be. And so you'll end up having an introduction, an analysis for simple linear regression that I'm hoping you'll like go back and be like, whoa, that's so easy now. That's the dream. But a simple linear regression analysis, multiple regression analysis with quantitative predictors, and then an analysis with a quantitative and a categorical predictor, which is what when we did like parallel lines and non-parallel lines models. There's kind of specific questions that go with each of those analyses, and yeah, and then there's a conclusion. As always, there will be a little part devoted to formatting as well. And so how I'm kind of imagining one way to organize this is if you've been like having your stat2 folder, you can make a new folder. I'm going to call mine delete project, but you might call yours final project. I'm calling mine that, so I remember to delete this folder once I'm done with the video. And so then you could go through your usual thing of making a new project. And I want mine to be in delete project. And I want it to open in a new session. Okay, so now I've got my R project. How I'm imagining you would organize this is you would download the data set, so the Spotify final project .csv file, put it in this folder, and then I think the way that makes the most sense is to just have 5 separate .rmd files. So you'll have one file for the introduction that you could just call introduction. You'll have one for each of the 3 analyses, and then you'll have one for the conclusion. And so I actually really like this portfolio idea, so you'll have to let me know if you end up liking it as well. Like I would consider doing this just for a regular semester instead of a final for this class. And the reasons I like it, I think, is that you'll have something that you could kind of look back on should you ever need to use this again. And it will be something that's like super like organized and hopefully clear. And so I think it'll be kind of useful for you to have in the future. Also, I think it's just a really nice way to kind of summarize all of the stuff we've done throughout the semester. And so like you might probably want to like go back to, where did we do this? Go back to a template that like kind of had this pretty doc if you want to make your portfolio look a little bit nicer, which I would advise you to do. And so you could just do that by copy pasting old code that we've used for a different project, and you could still kind of change the theme to kind of whatever you like best. I think I settled on hipster, I think. So yeah, so that's how I'm imagining this would be organized, just these 5 .rmd files, 3 of them showcasing kind of what you could do in terms of statistical analysis and interpretations of that analysis, and then an introduction and a conclusion. Okay, so I think I mentioned this in an announcement, but I also just wanted to mention it here in person, that I'm also kind of viewing this as like a final thing. So, and I think this should be a chance for you to show what you can do on your own. I'll still answer like clarification questions, or if you're not sure what a question is asking, I'll still answer questions like that. But otherwise, I'm viewing this as your chance to really show off what you can do. And so I won't really answer any like basic coding questions or any interpretation questions unless something really strange is happening with your R Markdown that we wouldn't have talked about during class. So this is, again, your chance to really show what you could do. But do let me know if you have any clarification questions, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your semester and enjoy spending the rest of your time working with the Spotify dataset. I think I mentioned this in the intro video, but I'm especially happy with this class and how well you were able to transition to learning using RStudio kind of on your own, whether that was through VPN or downloading it on your desktop. I think we all did a really great job with that. So nice work. Enough rambling. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, see ya.